Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Smark Tank. I am Shannon Epstein alongside the wondrous one, Bob Black.
I'm not feeling so wondrous today.
Why are you not wondrous today, Bob Black?
Because WWE is not giving me anything to wonder about.
They're not giving you anything to wonder about?
No, they're not.
Okay.
The most interesting promo that happened this week.
You're not going to say it was on UFC.
It was on UFC. It didn't even happen in a WWE ring. That's fucking... You know, whatever. It's...
You're so jaded.
They made me jaded. What are we... Like, act like I was like some jaded... I wasn't this jaded before. They jaded...
Yeah.
They jaded us. And then Lesnar showed up, pushed Daniel Cormier, and called him a motherfucker. So we get to see Daniel Cormier beat his ass later in the year, which will be fantastic. I can't wait to see Daniel Cormier flip him on his face.
Yeah, we both know that that's going to happen.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him literally pick up Brock Lesnar.
I've never seen a light heavyweight and a UFC heavyweight champion.
Yeah, no, he's in.
And Brock Lesnar does not have like a great UFC record.
He doesn't have he doesn't have the stand-up game. He doesn't have the wrestling game for it. And you know, add that to the fact that Daniel Cormier trains with Cain Velasquez, who beat the shit out of Brock Lesnar.
Like
you know, like that's his training partner. Like they trained together for years.
I'll be honest, that was fun to watch that.
It was, and
it was really fun.
And I was like, oh my god, this is the best promo that Lesnar has cut in years. They even called it out on ESPN. They called it a promo. And I was like, oh. He's
like, I'll give it a little showmanship.
Yeah.
This is probably going to be both of our last matches.
Yeah.
Because he's going to retire shortly after he beats Brock.
Who, Cormier?
Yeah, that's what I think I heard. Someone said he's retiring.
I mean, sure, he doesn't have anyone else to beat except John Jones, and John Jones keeps getting caught with roids, so what's the point, I guess?
Yeah.
You know, at that point. So, I mean... I'm going to be really, 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 really brutally honest. I am so underwhelmed with the product that the WWE has been putting out. Apart from a couple things.
Yeah.
That it's a slog for me to watch.
That's how it feels for most people who comment on it.
It's a slog. It's like going to see your in-laws. If your in-laws were auditors.
Oh, tax auditing.
Yeah, like they just sit there.
Great art of tax auditing.
They sit there and just talk about tax auditing all the time. I'm not insulting anyone who does tax auditing. You know, it's a fine profession, you know, and a lot of people are doing it because it actually gives you a lot of good side money, and people do it on the side and stuff like that. But
I can't believe you just said that out loud.
But if I had to go to your house and all you had to talk to me about was the tax code,
yeah.
I would try to leave as nicely as possible.
Okay.
But after like 3 hours of it, I'd probably just throw the remote at you. Whatever remote you had in the room, I'd pick it up and I'd just throw it at you.
You just throw it at my face.
And you'd be like, why did you do that?
Because I'm talking to you about fucking tax auditing.
I was like, I don't give a fuck about
that. And I love the fact that you're looking at me very intently right now.
I don't give a fuck about
the listeners at home cannot see this, but you're looking at me and you're like, I'm going to throw a remote.
No, I'm not throwing a remote at you. We're just here. We're talking.
This is your fault, Shannon.
It's not your fault. There's one person whose fault this is. This is Vincent Kennedy McMahon. All right.
Well, it's because he wants it to be his fault.
Sure, whatever.
You know, he wants to be the sole reason why the business fails or succeeds. However, with that being said, my WWE stock has not stopped climbing.
I'm sure it hasn't.
I cannot fucking believe what it's up to.
They've made a great deal with
Fuchs.
With Fuchs.
Yeah.
Well, with Disney technically, because Fuchs is almost done. Fuchs is almost gone.
Wait. So that's gonna be part of Fox film, or it's going to be Fox Sports TV? Because I don't know how they're dividing their news.
I know the Fox Sports TV is getting divested and becoming its own stuff. I think it's getting bought by Comcast. I know Fox News and all the Fox News networks and all that stuff is gonna remain Fox.
Right.
Like that's gonna be their bread and butter because that's where they make the most of their money.
Yeah.
And then the films and all and their stake in Hulu and all that other stuff is going to Disney.
Right.
Like Sky Network, all that stuff's going to Disney. So I don't know if they're actually going to be signed to Fuchs or they're going to be signed to Disney. It doesn't really
I believe
matter.
they're going to Rupert Murdoch, actually.
Probably. I mean,
I think that's what's happening.
I mean,
but
I'm sure
whatever.
Vince has a good relationship with Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah, because if it was up to Disney, I think Disney would just fucking buy wrestling out.
Sure.
And maybe leave Vince in charge until they actually analyze the metrics and go, oh, wow, this product is just
garbage.
Trash compared to the numbers that you were pulling in during the Attitude Era.
What's happening?
Compared to the numbers you were pulling in the early 2000s, compared to the numbers you were even pulling in the early 2010s.
Yeah, sure.
How can we make this better? And then Vince will be like, I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out for years.
I don't want to lose my sponsorship.
But that's really what it boils down to, is that he just doesn't want to lose the sponsors, because there are a lot more sponsors for a PG rated product.
Of course. I mean, of course. You want to be selling to kids, kid friendly, right? But at this point, even the kids are being influenced by the adults who don't like this product.
Yeah, I noticed
so it's like you are losing everyone.
So
while
like
pleasing one.
Even in the house shows, they boo Roman Reigns.
Yeah, and you know what?
And it's the kids who are booing him.
And you know what? This Roman Reigns Bobby Lashley feud, not that bad.
No, not at all.
Not that bad.
I like it.
It's actually pretty fun. It's actually a pretty fun use of Bobby Lashley. One of them should turn
better use for him. Well, I think that's the case, is that Roman is like
slowly turning
jabbing heel a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. And I like that. I like that he's kind of like, you know what? I don't need you. I'm the big dog. I'm like, this is kind of cool. Okay. I don't think
he's got backbone.
Yeah, I don't think they're ever going to, just pull the trigger and be like, okay, full heel Roman.
I don't know if you should just do that anymore, though. I mean, well, no. Like, take that back, because one of the greatest fucking heel turns in the world was Seth Rollins turning on the Shield.
That was great.
And, like, that was, I think, the last real true heel turn.
Yeah. The one I got super heat.
Because other than that, it's like you either start out a heel and then slowly turn face, or
you start a heel and slowly become a tweener.
Yeah. Kinda,
you become Bray Wyatt, where people cheer for you, even though you're supposed to.
Bray Wyatt takes pictures with everybody in the crowd.
Yeah, even though you're supposed to be like some sadistic Cthulhu monster, swamp wizard.
Right, but Bray Wyatt is now with Woken Matt, and Woken Matt is blatantly a face.
Even when he was with the family, people were like singing the song with him, and like people were like, they had the lighter, the phones out, and everyone was just like, it was like, but this is babyface shit. You don't participate in their entrance.
Well, then you've messed. Yeah, you're not a successful heel.
Yeah, no.
If everybody's going along with you.
Yeah.
You're an anti-hero, I guess.
At best.
At that point.
Yeah.
And you're a better anti-hero if you're winning. That's the other thing.
Sure.
He definitely has not established himself as a winner within the confines of the WWE.
Yes.
And Disco Inferno has a better win-loss record, as far as I can tell. Maybe not counting the tag team wins he's been getting with the Leaders of Worlds.
I just, whenever people say Disco Inferno, I go to a place in my mind
where wrestling was better.
No,
because that's where I go.
When wrestling was like when wrestling was worse.
Was it though? That was like the Attitude Era.
No. So
maybe for WCW it was pretty bad.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. Like, Disco Inferno would thrive today. This is his era. This is the era of.
Ooh, that's interesting.
This is the era of schlocky, like, dudes.
Well, Disco Inferno has become Fandango, and then Fandango has become Breezango. So even Fandango didn't really work.
I mean, but like that's the same gimmick, though. They're the same.
Yeah, but like kids don't even know what disco is now. They knew what disco was then in the early '90s.
Sure, but they would. You know what? Like that same.
He's just a throwback guy. the
hipsters
maybe would get it.
Yeah,
they'd be like, "Oh, that's a throwback.
That's a throwback.
That's pretty cool."
Disco Inferno would thrive today because
he'd be like an art project.
Yeah, it's a defanged product, so he could come out and be like, "I'm weird, Disco Inferno. Look how cocky I am." And then I do disco dances, and then I do like a
Well, they tried to do that with Deuce and Domino
Yeah.
and make them. I mean, beside the fact that their wrestling was just crap,
yeah, they're terrible.
their gimmick didn't make sense to anybody. I don't think because nobody really understood what's Grease really.
Yeah,
You know, like
greasers,
only like kids in the 50s would be like, yeah, they's cool, Deuce and Domino.
Deuce
you know?
and Domino.
And then and theater geeks who like love fucking Grease.
Yeah,
I'd be like, yeah, all right, man, I'm fucking hitting the theater geeks now.
vaudevillains.
Vaudevillains. It's I don't know. I don't know if kids would get that. I don't know if
I mean, they were a fun time.
I get it because I used to watch Looney Tunes a lot.
Yeah,
know?
they're a fun gimmick, but they just wouldn't get over. I mean,
Simon Gotch is like I think actually the biggest mistake is they never let Simon Gotch have a microphone, and like the shit that he fucking says on interviews these days is actually really like scathing.
he's
an intelligent fucking man.
He's super. He definitely has like the biggest chip of all chips on his shoulders.
Yeah, but it doesn't come
Yeah.
off that way. It
Yeah.
comes off as educational.
No,
and like
he's
not just fucking
yeah.
ranting like
No,
Enzo.
yeah. No.
Like Enzo would be the complete opposite, where
Sure.
Enzo's just like, I gotta get this off my chest.
Yeah.
I didn't rape a girl, but I raped her last night. What?
Well, yeah. No. Enzo,
You know, like-
is very completely different. I mean, which is why I think there's just so much enmity there between those two guys.
Well, yeah. I mean, what Simon said about him was pretty scary. I don't know if you saw. Did
oh
you
yeah,
see it?
when he was like at best, he's
at best,
Yeah.
you hurt a person who's mentally ill,
yeah, at worst,
and at worst, you just fucking
yeah.
you know, cut a rap video on someone you raped.
I'm telling you, Red. Yeah, no, and it's really, it's really good. Like honestly, it was like a very succinct, like very on the nose, like analysis of the situation. And I was like, that's.
I mean, but realistically, what we all didn't know was that Enzo was this struggling heart and soul artist, and he just had to get it out with his consensual penis. Nobody talked about the third road.
Enzo Amore is
Real one. At Real One now. That's what we have to call him.
Eric Arndt.
Yeah, there you go. Even better.
A interesting figure, because like as more stuff comes out about this case, it just gets so much more like nebulous
And weird, yeah.
and weird.
I'm starting to think he actually might have done it. You know, like,
I mean,
or at least he had sex with her. I don't know if it was consensual or not.
I definitely think that they had sex. I believe.
Yeah, that happened though. That
Yeah.
both accounts agree that they had sex.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, but they didn't find any of his DNA on her.
so use protection.
Yeah, so like, that's my thing. I'm just like, there's so much weird about this. Yeah, like, and it's just like, it's like.
Well, you feel bad for her because it
Yeah.
becomes like victim blaming after a while.
Yeah,
It's like,
no,
wow,
no.
you're blaming the victim.
Yeah.
Now it's like, all right.
I have no reason not to believe her. So, like it's just like, and he comes out the rap video, and you're just like, what are you? Why?
What's wrong with you, dude?
Why are you doing that? That doesn't.
What's wrong?
I
with
don't understand. I don't get it.
No, this is just, there's been a lot of good wrestling related content that has come out over the last few weeks that we haven't actually been potting, but it hasn't been WWE related. I'll give you that.
A lot of stuff on the indies have been fantastic.
Absolutely, as per usual.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people now who are on this train of like, if you want to preserve your momentum, you don't go to WWE,
And you
because you lose all control
Yeah.
of your character and yourself. And I love this. I don't think honestly, if everybody did what independent wrestlers do, the world would be a better place,
Yeah.
because you're not relying on other people in order to help you succeed. You are relying on the industry and yourself. It's like being the best, roofer, roof tiler or whatever.
No, it's true.
You can go work for a roof tiling company and be the best roof tiler within a company, but the company's going to make the lion's share of the money, and you're always going to not make as much. Now, granted, I understand wrestling is a different industry in the fact that Vince McMahon and the rest of the corporation basically control the cash flow, because there's a lot more cash flow,
Right.
like, you know, probably times 10 or 100 that goes to WWE and the wrestlers. So, you know, yeah, okay, you have to weigh it out. Like, all right, how much would I make now versus how much would I make in the indies? I have to establish myself. I have to go into business for myself. Yeah, you do actually have to go into business for yourself in the indies. But, you know, you're going to make a lot more of a name for yourself in the WWE and a lot more money. But you are up to the whim of whatever Vincent Kennedy McMahon and the Machine want you to do.
Pretty much. And
Kenny Omega, most of the Bullet Club, Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho now, they do it on their own.
I mean, Chris Jericho has a understanding.
Well, he's a legacy at this point.
Yeah,
he went through the Attitude Era.
He has understanding with Vince. He doesn't work in the U.S. unless it's WWE. He only works in Japan.
Oh, that's the official.
Yeah, he's already said it. He said he's like, I'll never work an indie show on the U.S. soil. He only worked Japan.
That is so sweet that Vince McMahon even gave him that fucking deal.
No, it wasn't a deal. He just said.
Yeah, no, that's a friendship move.
Yeah.
Because he's like, you can't do all in. You can't do all in. You're gonna kill me if you do all in.
No, he didn't say.
But he would essentially put the nail in the coffin.
Sure.
For him, but it's already pretty bad.
Yeah,
it's already pretty bad. All in fucking is doing good.
Daniel Bryan still hasn't resigned.
Good. Well, I don't think he should.
Yeah,
because look at what's happening. I'm not gonna even say this is bad. This is fine, actually. What's happening? He's in Team Hell No. Wonderful.
That's fine.
That's great. I love it. It's cute. It's like a nostalgia act. Whatever. It's like the reuniting of the Golden Lovers. It's the same deal. Okay, right? But Daniel Bryan being not a singles wrestler when he is so worthy of it, and at least being in contention for either of their championship titles. Especially, he's been begging to face Brock Lesnar.
We'll talk about Lesnar later, but yes, continue.
I didn't realize we had a showrun order, but okay, I'm just shooting off the cuff. Daniel Bryan is a singles guy. And he's like a legendary singles guy. And he's a guy who overcame injury and fought so hard in a personal, emotional battle to get back into the ring. And this is the best you got for him? Is like, all right, man, you're going to be with Kane and Team Hell No. Like, Kane's wonderful, and he's a legend in his own right.
They're just preserving him at this point. I think what the plan is, again, is to have him versus Miz, possibly Mania.
At SummerSlam?
I
think SummerSlam, actually.
Slam or Mania, we'll see.
I think we're gonna see this build up coming. I think SummerSlam's gonna be better for everything.
I think they really, really, really want Miz and Bryan at Mania because it's just a bigger match. It's been building a longer time, and it's like, why just give it away at Slam? When it's like literally that's a month away. So,
but even Daniel Bryan has said it himself.
He doesn't trust them. Of course,
he said, "Yeah, do you trust them to carry that feud into Mania?" I don't.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't blame him because he's watched this.
He's watched the deterioration.
He's actively watched
of the overall product.
He's watched them.
I mean, I'll be the first to admit it. It's gotten so bad that I haven't even really reached out to you to do a podcast. And we just like we put out some podcasts that like I had recorded like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know, stayed on schedule.
It's bad.
But I haven't had any desire to be like, all right, dude, let's get together and talk about the week in wrestling.
This is like this is like how Monday Night Raw runs. It's like great Seth Rollins match, kind of okay, like kind of, you know, like decent build to Reigns Lashley feud.
Yeah. With the revival.
At
least the revival. The one good thing is at least the revival is getting in the match.
Yeah. And this is like for like the last 3 weeks. Like awesome Rollins match, decent Reigns Lashley build up. The Leaders of the World B team build.
B team has been funny. I enjoy them.
I actually enjoy them too. Balor, Corbin shit talk. Possible match. Braun Strowman bullies Kevin Owens. That is literally all of Raw. Oh,
and
yeah.
then somehow,
And
in the
then
midst of it, Bobby Roode gets buried.
Oh, and then
and Kevin Owens gets buried.
And
as well.
and then like you'll throw some women's stuff in there. You'll have like
Ember Moon versus Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan, or like you'll have like
Bailey Sasha
like
reunion meeting
whatever, or you'll have Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax, but not in the same ring together.
And also you have now somehow screwed up your babyface momentum with Nia Jax, and she's a heel again.
Yeah,
because you don't know how to book her as a fucking face.
That's just weird. It's just like
we live in a fucking society, by the way, that Vince McMahon is so disconnected from, where there's an obesity epidemic. And I'm not saying Nia Jax is obese. She's just a big girl. That's a fact. And you don't know how to fucking make her relate to everybody in your crowd. How is that fucking possible?
Because they're just not good.
How do you not connect? Like, there's such a disconnect between management.
I don't know what's going on.
And the average human being.
Apparently, there's heat between Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss in real life. There's like real life heat. So
because she removed her from her Instagram.
Yeah,
come on. And who's to say that this is not for a fucking Total Divas angle?
We'll see. I have no idea. I mean, they're supposed to be best friends. Like, they're like best friends forever and ever.
Sure.
Yeah.
But when you're feuding in wrestling, that shit is supposed to go out the window, at least as far as kayfabe is concerned, and you try to maintain kayfabe.
At this point, what is kayfabe?
Kayfabe is keeping to the story that you're telling on television.
Is it?
As far as I can tell.
Is it?
And when you break kayfabe, you take a picture with Roman Reigns in Rome, and you go, "Hey, you're my best friend," because Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns in real life are like fucking best buddies.
I mean, Roman
Reigns, is so cool, kinda.
In real life, Roman Reigns' best buddies was like almost everyone in that locker room.
Because he's just a cool fucking dude who doesn't get in anybody's way. He's probably got the same mentality as Daniel Bryan back there.
Yeah.
But with more of a superstar look.
Yeah.
So, go figure that one out.
Yeah, it's funny because Roman Reigns is like one of the few people who is like loved by everyone in the locker room.
Yeah.
And hated by the fans. And it's so like that dynamic.
But that's because everybody knows that this is the guy that Vince McMahon wants you to cheer for.
Yeah.
Okay? And once we know that, we've been preconditioned from the Stone Cold era, as far back as the Attitude Era, to hate anybody that Vince McMahon wants you to love.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because, that's... We're so into the wrestling, actually, at this point. This isn't a tribute to them, that all Vince McMahon has to do is come out and be like... Or not even come out. Just inaudibly say, "This is the guy I want you to cheer for."
And then bam. Yeah, that guy's dead.
Yeah.
That guy's toxic.
Let him get over on his own or fucking lose it. I mean, they obviously have no faith in him. And the reason they have no faith in him now is because Lesnar won how many fucking times against him?
They have no
They had every chance to pull the trigger on Roman.
They never did.
They're so scared. I mean, they even had the chance to pull it 2015 against Lesnar there the first time, and then they had Rollins come in, cash in.
They've been pulling. I don't know what they're doing. Like I said, at this point, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
And this is just, I can't. Like, I watched the TV show Glow. And I was like,
I haven't seen the second season yet, so no spoilers.
The first season is so good. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it is good.
And I'm like, wow, how do these...
No wrestling.
I'm like, how do these people get what wrestling is supposed to be? And WWE just can't figure it out.
Well, wrestling by nature is schlocky.
It's
very campy and schlocky, and it's like...
You know who Vince is? Vince is like the director in the beginning when he first wrote the show, and he's like, it's a dystopian wasteland, and everyone's fighting over... All these women are fighting over the Brazilian male. And he's just like that's Vince. Vince is like, yeah, no, we're going to have it like this. It's going to be like the Road Warriors. It's going to be really great.
Yeah.
And people are like, no, dude, no, that's not wrestling at all. It's not how it works. I'm sorry. That's just...
Yeah, it's definitely not how wrestling works. Like wrestling by nature is just campy, but you need something for them to fight for. They can't just keep... Like, The reason Raw is failing, in my opinion, is because of there's a lack of title.
There's no universal title.
And even if, all right, so like let's
go back to Lesnar. Let's talk about
Lesnar. Let's revisit this.
Let's talk about Brock Lesnar.
And yeah, go ahead, because you obviously have something that you really want to get off your chest about him.
I want them to just let this motherfucker go. Just let him go.
Right.
Let him go.
Save the money on top of all that.
Save the money. Save your fucking title. He's disrespecting your company every chance he can get.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He is not showing up on your show for like 2 months.
Well, he only has one more date on his contract, according to...
Yeah, that's fine. You know,
according to the dirt sheets, which is very inaccurate.
Yeah. He did not show up on your show for 2 months, and he shows up in a UFC ring, cut the first promo he's ever cut in years.
And he did great at it,
and,
by the way.
Yeah, and did great. And got more eyes on UFC than he's ever got on your show.
Well, you see, maybe that's the problem. I mean, look, Paul Heyman's fucking great.
He's fantastic.
And I'll be honest. Paul Heyman cuts a better promo than Brock Lesnar does any day of the week. But the fact that he just went out and did his own fucking thing and was good, you maybe you need to like reevaluate what's happening in your brand.
I think you need to reevaluate the amount of clout you've given this person. Because if he goes into the UFC ring and gets fucked up by Daniel Cormier, which probably is going to happen, it makes everyone who wrestles against him look like a chump.
Well, on the alternate side, if he wins, he becomes an even bigger draw for the WWE.
Sure, absolutely.
And he becomes... And this is why I don't trust him to not take roids, like, coming to after all the testing is done.
Sure.
Just, like, complete... Because he never has to compete in UFC ever again. He wins the titles. Doesn't matter how he does it. It doesn't matter if the titles get stripped from him right after.
Sure.
He'd be like, I'm the fucking uncrowned UFC champion and lightweight heavyweight champion or whatever.
Sure.
And then they say, oh, well, you got popped for roids again. And he goes, I don't care. I got the money I needed from WWE. This was the marketing tool.
Yep.
And you gave it to me.
Yep.
So fuck you. Pay me.
Yep.
I don't care about paying a fine. I already got the purse for the fight.
I
don't trust him to do this again. Yeah, because like on roids, yeah, maybe he can win against him.
Possibly.
Because he's throwing bam bam punches. Who the fuck knows?
Possibly.
And his technique. Oh my god. And that makes it even worse. What if he gets popped for roids and he still fucking beats him?
Who? Oh,
Daniel Cormier.
Oh, Daniel. I mean, like, let's be realistic. He could get popped for roids, and Daniel Cormier will probably
whip his fucking ass.
Probably.
So now he's just a fucking roided out loser.
Yeah, probably is still going to be.
Who couldn't fucking hack it at all in UFC when it counted.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's most likely what you're going to be dealing with. I mean, because he's been roiding all the fucking years in WWE anyway.
I mean, Daniel Cormier can stand up and fight. Daniel Cormier can go to the ground and fight. He's a world-class wrestler.
Right. His technique is
impeccable.
Yeah.
Better than Cain Velasquez. And Cain Velasquez
he was good.
He was fantastic at it.
Yeah.
He was better in the clinch and better as a stand-up, but like he was great on the ground too. And like Daniel Cormier is miles ahead of Cain Velasquez on the ground. So like all Brock Lesnar has is I'm big and I'll take you to the ground and pound you.
He has a menacing look.
So
I know. So what? I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
A menacing look can get you nothing in a fucking real fight.
Yeah, exactly.
It just makes the guy look at you and go, all right, I sized you up. Now I'm gonna use my training on you. Like, all right, how do I get around this fucking meat? You know, like...
Yeah, and it's like Cain Velasquez did it. Shane Carwin did it. Lots of people did it. And it's like, he is absolutely beatable. And it's like, if he gets beaten...
I mean, he gave him a good shove. That was cute.
That was cute, yeah.
All that means is he's just going to train a little harder the next time he fights you because he's pissed off at you now.
Yeah, like...
Because he didn't realize you were going to do that.
Yeah, you came in during his moment, right in his...
Well, he called him in. He called him in.
Sure. I mean, he didn't think he was going to push him.
I don't think he thought that either, but that did look good for business.
Yeah. I mean, like I said,
Brock Lesnar is a strong dude.
He's no doubt about it. He's a big guy. He's what, 280, something like that.
He's huge.
260.
He's got a lot of weight on him.
He's a big.
He's no Braun Strowman, but
he's a big, strong guy.
Yeah.
Everyone gets it. That being said, if he loses, he makes your company look bad.
Well, here's the thing. For somebody who has time and time again disrespected WWE, the business, and left, just fucking outright left, said, I'm only in it for the money. I don't care about it.
Yep.
Fucking hire me if that's what you want. I'll work for you, but I don't need you. I don't care. Vince McMahon usually hates that kind of thing.
Yeah, but he loves it with Lesnar, apparently.
Yeah, I know. Like, and he's buried better people than Lesnar before.
Absolutely.
Look at just Big Show. Big Show, who was pretty committed and dedicated. One of your only truly big men in the business, just has no fucking confidence in him at all. Maybe gave him the title twice.
Sure. Yeah.
And Cass as well. Look, I understand Cass rubbed people the wrong way according to dirt sheets. I don't know facts. I just know dirt sheets.
That's what they said. Yes.
He's another big man that had fucking no road miles on him. He was young. Yeah. He was hungry. He was ambitious. Just today, Big Cass, hit the road, Jack. You're pissing everybody off with your fucking Trump-loving attitude. Meanwhile, Vince McMahon's a fucking Trump lover himself. So
I mean, it's more than just the Trump stuff. It's
the way he interacted with the other wrestlers. From what I understand,
interacted with other wrestlers, interacted with Carmella, interacted. The fact that
she's not with him anymore.
Yeah,
I guess
the fact that he went over time on the promo.
Hey, look.
And he beat up the small
midget?
the small person.
I mean, the little person. Sorry,
I don't know the acceptable term, but
I said sorry.
No, I said you don't have to apologize to me because I don't know the acceptable term. So I can't be like, oh no, you're wrong, Shannon.
Yeah, it's not an acceptable term. So.
Yeah, like it's like.
But that's how I grew up a little bit. You know, that's what we said.
Yeah, like so it's like he basically. Like he digged his own hole. He dug his own hole. He cut a promo that was too long that cut into TV time. Vince doesn't like that, and that's why he got tapped out by Daniel Bryan twice. So and then he got fired.
So he basically sent him to the wild. Like, all right, cool, you're ready to go free now. Yeah, we've effectively squashed you.
Yeah,
you are not a singles competitor. You cut a shit promo.
Yeah.
And bye. All right, see you later.
And now they're doing the same fucking storyline with Finn Balor and Baron Corbin. And I'm just like, what? You just did this storyline.
I like Baron Corbin better since his repackage, honestly.
With the haircut?
With the haircut and the suit and how he blatantly just has no shame in going out there and telling the ring announcer, please announce me as the Raw WWE Constable, Stephanie McMahon's personal choice, Baron Corbin. Please do that. Because if you don't do that, I will kill you. I like that. It reminds me of the Right to Censor days a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's been good. That's been good. Baron Corbin has been good. He is fine for me. His music and Titantron make no sense to this.
Yeah,
it looks like the devil's about to come out when the music hits. It's like, ooh, it sounds like the Undertaker's pre-intro music at WrestleMania.
Yeah, you know what? They never understood fully what they wanted to do with that Baron Corbin gimmick. That's why they gave him 4 songs and
they need to revamp the song and Titantron
and 2 Titantrons where he just I'm like, well, all right, his finishing move is called End of Days. Is he supposed to be some post-apocalyptic warrior?
That's what I always thought it was.
And he's like, no, he's just an asshole who's calls himself the Lone Wolf. Oh, you mean so he's like Will Ferrell's character in Blades of Glory? I'm the Lone Wolf.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I am.
That's kind of what he was.
Yeah, that's what he was, yeah.
And that stupid fucking haircut he had before.
Yeah, and he's just
it all fit together. I'm a stupid idiot. And none of you get it. And then it's that's true because we look at you and we say, man, this dude's a fucking threat.
Yeah.
He's more like Kane when he was with the Authority. Yes. That's what Baron Corbin reminds me of.
Constable Baron, yeah.
Yeah. Now, Constable Baron needs new music. I don't know what that new music is. I don't know if it's like a, hey, you. That's how the music should start. Hey, you. Respect the constable. Maybe something stupid like that, and then that would work better for me, Also, Mojo Rawley is getting a fucking huge push.
He really is.
He beat Bobby Roode at Madison Square Garden.
He
beat fucking Bobby Roode clean at Madison Square Garden.
They'll let him do the Alabama Slam. That's how you know they like him.
He's getting a fucking push. This guy.
I don't know.
I don't know to what or where.
I don't know how I feel about him getting this kind of push.
I'll be honest. He fucking looked really good when he beat Bobby Roode. Like, the match actually was fine. It wasn't good. It wasn't great work, but like, you can't expect great work in WWE. Yeah, that is just a fact. Did he look good while he doing it? Fuck yeah. And he got massive amounts of heat by just like fucking up Bobby Roode during his entrance, because people love the entrance so much. The entrance is probably more over than Bobby Roode is at this point.
I mean, and
that's because they've made it that way.
They've done everything they can to ensure that. So yeah, of course. I mean, Vince probably looked at Bobby Roode like I don't get it.
He's only 5'11".
He's 5'11". Why is everyone's what? He's super short. What are you talking about?
Well, that's the thing. And like I met Dolph and I met Drew McIntyre or whatever. I got to actually stand eye level with them. Sure. I'm about the same height as Dolph.
Yeah, but
like real talk.
But Drew McIntyre is gigantic.
No, he's not actually. He's not very gigantic. Yeah. He's only like 2 inches taller than me.
I thought he's like 6'5".
He's not. I mean, in real life,
yeah,
he's not. I'm not like looking up to him. I was kind of like glancing up at him.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I know Jinder's also very tall too.
Yeah, probably about the same height as Drew. Yeah. So
they like, because I know they're both like 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying it's not like, whoa, this guy's fucking like Braun or something like that.
Yeah,
you're
no.
like, whoa, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, well, Braun is like 6'10".
Yeah,
or 6'9", something like that. Yeah, he's
as big as the Big Show or something like that.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy. He's a large.
Well,
boy.
that's the guy that Vince McMahon wants to push. It's the guy always.
Is he?
Yeah, like the biggest, tallest dude who can get over. That's the one he wants. He wants an Andre, you know?
Yeah, you know what?
He wants to give Andre the title that he never got because, you know, it's tough to book that. And everybody knew that back in the 60s and 70s that, you know, Andre, you're not going to pay to see him twice because you've already paid to see him once. So that's why you have him rotating around the town. Did you watch the documentary?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they never gave Andre the title, because Andre was an attraction. Like, you wanted him to boost your draws. You didn't want him to be your draw. I guess now he thinks he can get away with the Andre wins all the time deal with Braun.
Sure.
Which fine, try it out.
No,
try it out.
I'm,
we don't know how it would turn out actually.
Yeah. But honestly, at this point, I think if he lost, it would probably kill all his momentum. Like, because he
did lose though. He lost to Brock.
Yeah,
he lost pretty clean to Brock as well.
Yeah, I mean, he also lost to Roman. But like,
but he got up right away. It was like after 15 hours of a fucking match in the elimination chamber,
and then he just like beat the crap out of Roman and threw him into
he was like, oh, I'm not really that lost, you know.
I was like, well, that makes your entire every finisher that Roman does look super fucking weak.
Yeah,
thanks a lot.
Well, yeah, you know, Roman needed like 5 other people to help beat Braun. You know, so like that, they just make Braun look really good, really strong.
Honestly, he doesn't really even need the title. I'll be real. He's like, it's weird to say, but he is almost in that Andre the Giant.
But that's what I was actually trying to just kind of bring the point of is that, like, you know, I think at this point they're gonna try to shoot it and make him the champion at some point.
I mean, he has to at this point because he's
got the Money in the Bank.
He built him up. He won the Greatest Royal Rumble title that he never brings out.
I love that thing.
No, you can't have it. It's not yours. You gotta have it.
You could try to win it, and even if you do win, which will be impossible, I will. You can only win it by winning the Greatest Royal Rumble. That's it.
You want to have a 60-man?
Oh my God, that would be great if he comes out with that fucking title and the briefcase every fucking day. He's like, these are my accomplishments for the year.
60
I am Braun Strowman. I will rip the Titantron, which I wish he would do again. We talked about that. The things that really were getting him over week to week
were the ridiculous part, the ridiculous gimmicks. Yeah.
And they are saving the shit out of Finn Balor's.
Will it flip?
They're saving the shit out of Finn Balor's demon. For what?
I don't know.
I
don't know what they like. He's
a dead character as far as I'm concerned.
They've broken my heart on Finn Balor so many times because he's so good, and he's
an IC title. He's not as good as the Universal Championship. That's the narrative I'm to understand. Seth Rollins' win with the World Heavyweight title was at a time where there were no big men.
Sure.
So since there was no big men, or Brock was like a special attraction, Seth Rollins could carry the title at that time. To me, that was the most interesting time. Was when you just let above average people.
Yeah.
Because you could have very above average, which is like Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar, I guess, and then you have above average people, which is like the regular wrestlers like Roman and Finn and Dean. All these people had the title. It was more interesting to me because it felt like anybody could really win it.
I agree.
And now, what am I? I'm just gonna watch Braun Strowman carry the strap for a year and not, and nobody can beat him. Yeah. Like I know nobody can beat him. I don't know. I don't know how interesting that story is gonna be. Because once you set that bar too high, then you have to keep setting it higher. It's like, all right, well, if nobody's beaten Braun Strowman for a year, who can beat Braun Strowman? If nobody's beat Brock Lesnar for a year, who can beat Brock Lesnar? Oh, it's Bobby Lashley. And you have to keep finding these fucking people that it's not like these people are a dime a dozen. Like at least you have a stable, a core set group of talented individuals who are grinding for your brand year in and year out. Why don't one of those people deserve to get your title, or at least be in the same content? Like if they're in the WWE, they should be able to successfully have a good match with Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
And I feel like Finn Balor actually did that like a few weeks ago.
He did. He's fantastic. Yeah.
And that's, I guess, why Braun Strowman respects him. He's one of the only people who can do that. But, like, everybody should be able to be on the same level as Finn Balor to challenge Braun Strowman or Brock Lesnar.
This is how they look at Finn Balor.
It shouldn't be a 15-minute fucking squash.
This is how they look at Finn Balor. They're like, all right, I need to put on a really good match that'll please the fans, but I just don't want I don't want my golden boy to get hurt, to look bad. Who can I? And I need someone that the fans love and will bounce back from this.
Right.
Who can I put in there? Finn Balor.
Yeah, and who's next in line? Seth Rollins.
Who's
next in line? Dolph Ziggler.
Who else is in there? AJ Styles.
Yep.
Who else? After AJ Styles, who else can put on a really good match and make you look crazy good? Rusev.
Oh, yeah, and we don't mind letting Rusev lose a little bit.
Yeah.
Rusev will get pushed later.
Yeah.
No problem. Shinsuke Nakamura.
Even though I think Shinsuke's probably going to go Jeff Hardy, even though I think Shinsuke's probably going to go over Jeff and take the U.S. title.
I mean, you got to give him something. Yeah. Otherwise, you wasted money on him.
Pretty much. And
who's another one who looks good? Kevin Owens looks good. Let's put all these fucking Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode's like a fucking he's nobody. It would just get him. He's a stepping stone for Mojo because Bobby Roode's like almost 40. Like he's got a lot of miles on him. We're not gonna really push you, Bobby. We'll push you as like a guy who could really wrestle and get the other guys over. Would you be willing to do that? You'd be like a Tyson Kidd sort of deal.
Whatever. How much am I getting paid?
And I think that's what he's cool with at this point. Because, like, what did TNA really do for his career other than establish his name?
Nothing.
Like, it didn't... He wasn't like... Like, R-Truth had a run in TNA.
He definitely did.
R-Truth was like, wow, fucking... Ron the Truth Killings was like... He came out, cut fucking shoot-style promos, talking about things that he really fucking felt. And then he went to WWE and he was, what's up?
Little Jimmy.
What? And Lil Jimmy's probably the best thing he did.
Honestly, Lil Jimmy is my favorite R-Truth character. Like, the crazy, like, they out to get you, man. You, John Cena, and Little Jimmy. I was like, that is a great promo. I love this gimmick. They should always keep him in this gimmick forever.
I mean, well, you see how that works for What's Up. It's not interesting at all.
No.
But like when you actually kind of do something with something funny, it works, you know?
Yeah, they just don't know what to do. They just don't know what to do. They don't do it with anyone, and it's sad. And I personally just can't. I can't keep. Like, it's hard to keep up with it because it's so monotonous now. Like, there's not even like a fun.
Well, I think they're really just waiting for SummerSlam.
There's not even a fun like Braun Strowman segment every Monday anymore.
All right, I'm gonna stop myself. I said I think they're waiting for SummerSlam. We've had this conversation for almost a year now, and I've said I think they're just waiting for WrestleMania. Now I'm saying I think they're just waiting for SummerSlam. You know what? Maybe this is the mark of a crazy person.
That's the talk of a battered woman.
Right. Well, not just a battered woman. Forget about a battered woman. That's a crazy person. Who expects. Who keeps doing the same things.
That's how abuse victims
and expecting different results. That is the hallmark definition of crazy.
That's how abuse victims act. You've been subjected to abuse, you're like, well, maybe this time will be different. You know, maybe he's just waiting for this, and then everything will be different. Vince McMahon does not love you. He does not love me. He does not love any of us. All right? He just loves our money.
Well, I think this is the time to finally unveil the direction of where the podcast should go ultimately. Mm-hmm. And it shouldn't just be centric around wrestling content.
At this point, we might as well move on, yeah.
I think we should also cover other things that we find interesting. Or at least we mutually find interesting.
Yes,
that's usually like, you know, comic book movies. We have good conversations about that, about the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
What else do we find interesting? I can't even think off the top of my head. I know we like Magic, Magic the Gathering. Very nerdy.
I've played it. You are more active than I am.
Yeah, I'm way more active. Very nerdy.
Yes.
And Rick and Morty.
We'll talk
about Rick and Morty when that comes out.
We'll talk about stuff. We'll
maybe even Handmaid's Tale.
We'll be more. We'll broaden our horizons.
Yeah, we'll figure out some more interesting content, I guess, to just promote, or maybe we'll even start turning to more of the indie scene.
Yeah, at this point, indie scene is very good.
But I think we are gonna have to broaden a little bit because unfortunately, WWE is just not really doing much these days. No. It really is a lot of copy paste.
Yeah.
And it's hard to just keep talking about the same thing over and over again because it has been copy paste. Like
it's monotonous.
Let's just be real about it. So like, look, we're still gonna probably cover wrestling for the most part, but we'll also be adding different topics, you know, whatever we choose to talk about. Yes. Just to prepare the listener for what's going on. And, you know, depending on how much traction it gets, I may be posting the minutes. So if you don't like the wrestling content that we are producing or talking about,
yes,
you will like, you know, just go to the Rick and Morty section or something like that. Or maybe I'll just do separate episodes. I'll be like, Smark Tank talks about
Game of Thrones.
Or Game of Thrones or Westworld or whatever the fuck.
Westworld.
American Gods.
Yeah, the American Gods are really good, actually.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon Ball Super. You know, I watched the shit out of Dragon Ball Super. So
I haven't actually seen it yet, so
really, really good. Really good. I mean, it had moments where it was like, okay, you know, this could have been better, but ultimately, just it was nice to go back there because I love the Dragon Ball
universe.
Lore. Yeah, I really do. So
Shenron.
God Shenron. In the universe. Let us go to the Extreme Rules card.
Sure, let's do it.
And see what we have to look forward to. We can also look at the G1 Climax stuff that's coming up on July 14th. Mm-hmm. And we can talk about that stuff. So let us go down to Extreme Rules first. And let us see the first announced match or match on the card. Card subject to change. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. I'm pretty sure that Alexa Bliss is just retaining here because they gave her the title for a reason.
Yeah, I feel like she's gonna retain. I mean,
unless they swerve us again because they like the swerving.
I could see the swerve being that Ronda Rousey comes in and like fucks her up and then has Nia Jax win.
Like a real legit interference, like like she knocks the referee down or something like that, and then then Ronda Rousey comes in, fucking helps her.
Yes.
And then they get him. They try to. Then they have a triple threat at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I could see that happening. That actually would be really good because Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax had a really great match.
They had a good match at the Garden too, actually.
Yeah.
And Alexa Bliss and Mickey James as the special guest referees was really funny.
Yeah.
Mickey James was like 1, 2. Oh, my arm really hurts. Oh, I can't because it's like, how do you end this whole fucking deal?
Yeah.
Because they're both heels. And they both don't want either of them to win.
Yeah.
So it was really funny actually. After a while, I was like, "What? How is this gonna end? How's this match gonna end?" They just both started fucking them up.
That's funny.
It was pretty cool. And also seeing Ronda Rousey wrestle live was really cool. Very fun.
Who? Ronda Rousey live?
Yeah, because I went to the Heat Wave tour in the Garden. I also met some of the guys. I met Jinder, who I now fucking love because Jinder just has he's like really cool with the fans, actually. And this is the shit you don't fucking see.
I've always, you know what? I've seen Jinder in interviews. I've seen Jinder like where you'll see him outside where he's not the Maharaja, where he's just like, Jinder Mahal from like Toronto. Yeah. And you're like, oh, this guy's really nice.
He's so nice.
He's like a super nice
really
person.
Fucking cool.
He's a really hard worker. He wants to be good.
Like, it's not like I had like a wonderful interaction with him. The only thing I said to him was like, hey, dude, can you put me in a headlock? He's like, nah, bro, you're going to fucking sue me, man. You're going to sue me if I put you in. I was like, I promise I won't, Jinder, I promise.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no. But he was like, yo, but it's really great to meet you. I made him laugh. You know what I mean? It was cool. Yeah. I walked away. No big deal. But I saw how he was with everybody. And he just really wanted to yeah, come on, guys. Let's all get in. I'll get the family in here. Yeah. He was just like, oh, what do you want me to sign? 10 things? I'll sign all your shit. Yeah. No problem. No problem.
He's a really nice guy. He's a really hard worker. They just give him shit.
Yeah.
They give him the absolute worst possible storylines all the time.
Right.
And it's just like, well, yeah, it's a shocker that you can't get over it when you're just feeding him dog shit and being like, make it work. And then you're like, oh,
Maharaja.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. And then I'm sure Jinder in his head is like, you know what? Even if I make this work, look what happened to Damien Sandow. He made this. Look what happened to Zack Ryder. They made it work, and look what happened to them.
Well, it's ultimately going to happen to him again too. The thing is that he's got a really good build now.
Yeah, he's great.
And I just don't. He has the tools that he needs to succeed, but he just doesn't have the correct writing behind him.
He doesn't have the support. He doesn't. Yeah.
Like I said, and here's the thing that WWE is missing is that work shoot style deal. They only pulled it out with John Cena and Roman Reigns.
They don't have anything that makes people believe. You don't believe. You don't Jericho and Kenny Omega. You kind of believed that there was enmity, even though there wasn't. And anyone who had followed knew there wasn't, but they did it in such a way that you believed that there was something. That Jericho really did not like Kenny Omega. Yeah. There was a chip on his shoulder. Maybe it was the press conference where he threw the table and you're like, oh my God, this is awesome. Because you're like, all right, this is just...
Write it down, you jackass.
Yeah, write it down. Jericho kills Kenny Omega. And you're like, oh yeah, this is really great.
This is good stuff.
It's a great pack. And it's the press conference was presented completely almost cinema verite, where it just felt like a real press conference.
It felt like a real press conference, where these people weren't sure if they were going to make it out alive.
Yeah, and then Kenny Omega,
they kind of looked like they didn't know. They were like, I don't know what's happening.
And then Kenny Omega shows up and there's a fight and it all feels real. Nothing feels staged. Nothing feels like, oh, this is ridiculous. It's where when WWE does that, it's always like Braun Strowman's in a ring, Brock Lesnar's in the ring. And then everyone in the backstage comes out to break him up. Oh, Pile of the Titans. And It's like no.
It feels like a staged Hollywood production.
Yeah, no. Like
it's fucking theater, like real legit theater. It doesn't even feel that theatery.
Yeah, no. So it's like you got to get back to that thing where it's like this feels like a competition. Like as great as the storylines are, this needs to feel like a competition, and
right.
And it doesn't. It just doesn't feel like a competition anymore. It really doesn't, because it's like.
Well, the other thing is, they let the guys come out and speak for themselves when they want them to cut a promo. They're like, all right, look, I want you to cut a promo, and they go, no, well, I wouldn't say it like this, Like it feels like they're like, okay, I'm going to say exactly the script that you were giving me, verbatim, word for word. Yeah. This is what is happening.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
yeah. I mean, because they're now all their time is carefully selected out and sold out to advertisers. So you got to be on time. You can't be like rambling for 10 minutes in a 10-minute promo that cuts into commercial time. That's money. You're fucking up Vince's money. And nobody fucks with Vince's money. If you want to keep working in WWE, you can't fuck with Vince's money. All right.
Right.
Vince doesn't need you. Vince needs his money. All right. That's the truth.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, I guess.
Vince is a billionaire. He needs to stay a billionaire. He has XFL coming. He doesn't need you. Vince needs the dollars, bro.
All right, well let's move down. I don't want to sit on this card forever, but AJ Styles versus Rusev.
AJ Styles.
Yeah. Unfortunately that's
look,
I like AJ Styles.
I would be shocked if they pulled a swerve and gave it to Rusev.
On an Extreme Rules?
Yeah, that would be mind-boggling.
But like, something's going to have to happen on this pay-per-view. I think what you're more likely to see is maybe the B-Team win. Or like one of the titles that they don't really care too much about.
Nakamura's probably taking out Hardy.
Sure. Yeah.
Nakamura.
Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt versus the B-Team. I'm going Matt and Bray.
I'm going Matt and Bray too.
Although I do like the B-Team. And they are fun to watch. Carmella versus Asuka. Asuka's
Mella.
She's not Asuka anymore. She's Asuka Light. She's main roster Asuka, where they had put their paws in her.
Yeah, Mella's taking it.
Yeah, with help from James Ellsworth. Sure. He's going to be in a shark cage, apparently.
Whatever.
Which means he's guaranteed to interfere.
Somehow, yeah.
Bludgeon Brothers versus Team Hell No. I think that would be cool to see them win. There's no reason for it, though. I think Bludgeon Brothers should retain.
I think the Bludgeon Brothers probably will retain, honestly.
I'm going to go with Bludgeon Brothers. There's no reason for Team Hell No to win. It was cool. Does this mean that there's going to be like a third member of the third Bludgeon Brother that's going to help them retain? Because Team Hell No is like legendary status at this point. So, like, how do they beat them?
Probably Sanity.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever, however it works. I like also the camaraderie between Sanity and Bludgeon Brothers. Because I always said, like, it feels like Sanity should be part of the Wyatt family.
Yeah, kind of.
So, like, they're all chaos at the end of the day. Yeah. And I think that would be a cool stable that comprised of the Bludgeon Brothers, Eric Young.
And Sanity.
Yeah, but there's just not enough titles for 5. So it's a little too much. So I guess they're gonna have to figure it out, or it'll just happen. I don't know, whatever. Figure it out, WWE. Not my job. Dolph Ziggler with Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins, because I think Drew McIntyre won the match on Raw. He gets to stay there now.
Yeah. Ziggler wins.
He should win. The title does nothing for Seth Rollins at this point. It's just something for him to do until the WWE Championship becomes available to fight for again, or the Universal Championship, rather.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley for supremacy. Or maybe a future title shot. Who knows?
I'm going to say...
I'm going to go with Roro.
I'm going to go with Lashley. Actually.
Lashley is a better push.
I think Lashley wins.
At this point. Because he's at least somebody new for Lesnar to fight.
I think Lashley wins and Reigns turns heel.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
That'd be sexy, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think that's what happens. Even though I like that they're pushing. We'll see. I'm gonna stick with my Reigns goes heel. or that Lashley wins and turns heel in the process.
That'd be weird.
Lashley
Lashley pulled off being a heel in TNA really well.
Yeah, he was a really good heel in TNA. So
I don't know. I think he really enjoys being a face in WWE for whatever reason. So
you're such a good friend. Why are you such a good friend?
Oh, Sammy. Sammy is such a nice guy.
Such a great friend, Sammy. Thank you.
I don't know why you like to make me laugh so much, but I'm gonna beat your ass. And you're like, no.
It's like, what?
No, Bobby Lashley.
I don't know if you've seen my life.
All right, so you're saying Shinsuke wins versus Hardy.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. I'll go with that as well, actually, because I want Shinsuke to win every match he's in, just for the fucking record.
Constable Baron versus Balor.
I guess Baron Corbin wins because they're pushing him.
I suppose. I mean, I'm gonna go.
What are they doing with Finn? He's not over, right? That's what they say, right?
I'm going.
Fergal Devitt is not over.
Going with Balor.
Fine, you go with Balor. I'll go with Corbin.
Balor.
Strowman versus Owens. Obviously Strowman. They're in a steel cage match, nonetheless.
Strowman.
And then New Day versus Sanity in a tables match. I'm going to say Sanity wins because they fucking need a win after you just brought them out to do nothing but losses.
Sanity.
So that's the predictions for Extreme Rules that are happening this Sunday on the WWE Network, which I get no money for talking about. So I'm not going to tell you where to go to get it. It's there. Let's talk about the NJPW G1 Climax that is starting on the 14th and ending on August 12th. I don't know if it's ending on August 12th, but I don't know. That might be the brackets that end August 12th. I don't know. Things take time in Japan, and thank goodness for that.
G1 Climax is pretty good, honestly.
Saturday, we've got A Block at the OTA General Gymnasium. We've got Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Minoru Suzuki.
Mm-hmm.
Togi Makabe versus Yoshihashi.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Elgin versus Evil. Kazuchika Okada versus Jay White. Bad Luck Fail versus Hangman Page. Wow, so we got a main event already. And these are two Chaos members too, right?
Who?
Jay White and Okada. They're both in Chaos, aren't they?
Yeah, technically, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, obviously Okada's going to win.
I mean, well, that's not certain. Like the G1 is a weird tournament.
Oh, where anybody can just win?
Anyone can win, anyone can lose. It's a really strange.
That's pretty
tournament.
cool.
Yeah.
That's actually great.
Like,
it's nice that they do things like that.
Like favorites, like guys who are like big favorite stars, they lose. They do.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, Tanahashi versus Suzuki is probably going to be interesting as well. I'm not really familiar with Suzuki's work. I know Tanahashi's work. So I'm assuming he's gonna go over, but like you said, could anybody's game.
It really is anybody's game.
But either way, it's still gonna be good. I mean, I don't know how to make predictions on something that can just go anywhere, but it's at least worth watching. Mm-hmm. So I guess we will be tuning into that on Saturday, the 14th.
Yes, indeed.
Is it Saturday the 14th? Though? Yeah, I guess it is. So that's coming up this weekend. Also, Sunday is Extreme Rules. So it's going to be overall pretty, hopefully solid weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was wondering why. I was like, why are they putting in cage matches and blah, 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 blah. So it's going to be, all right, I didn't even talk about this. This is going to be an Extreme Rules match for Nia Jax.
Ronda Rousey's definitely getting it.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's no fucking rules.
She's suspended from Raw, but she's not suspended.
This is such a lackluster.
She's not suspended from Extreme Rules, guys.
This is such a lackluster Extreme Rules pay-per-view. They got an Extreme Rules match, a steel cage match, and a tables match. That's it. And then they have the Iron match, the Iron Man match, which I forgot.
Is who?
Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins.
Oh.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, you should probably have Seth Rollins go over in the Iron Man.
It would be cool.
But
you probably have McIntyre hit him with the Claymore or something.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter because one disqualification. If Ziggler wins twice in a row,
that's what I'm saying.
That's fine. Who cares about a disqualification in an Iron Man match?
Yeah, have him hit the Claymore, have Ziggler pin him after the disqualification.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, well that was it for us today on the Smark Tank. Like I said, we will be expanding content a little bit just to make up for the lack of things you can even talk about within the WWE realm. And you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ILikeSmarks. You could also write to us at wearesmarks@gmail.com for our email address. You could also write to us at Twitter at ILikeSmarks. Thank you so much for tuning into the Smark Tank, and have a great week.
Later, guys.